Hello everyone, this is Fishy, and I'm inside a virus battle with added chips for a very particular reason. If you've noticed, I've selected chips A, B, and C in that order. Main reason I'm doing this is because I'm going specifically out of my way to demonstrate this game mechanic known as a program advance. Essentially, if you select a certain group of chips along with the proper chip codes, you have some special effects of a super version of that chip. Mainly for this case, the 3 cannons yield as data cannon 1. What this essentially does is make you invincible for 5 seconds while giving you unlimited cannon use during that time. Useful for situations such as this. And yes, the battle took that long because it took so long to actually add all the chips and actually select those chips. I originally had them in the folder just so I can do things like as potentially demonstrate them in the game. However, my normal one. However, I discovered that it was so rare where I actually got the opportunity that I decided to just not actually rely on program advances at all, actually. I'll probably have a special post-game thing where I demonstrate all the chips and program advances, and so I'll still be able to do those there. However, in the actual run of the game, I probably won't be using them because of the fact I was originally planning on demonstrating them earlier, but man, the RNG likes to troll me in that regard. I guess I'll put another fire tower to replace the cannon A wherever it would be. And that's my folder now. Anyhow, here we are back inside the main network where I left the last recording, and the main gimmick here so far is very slippery ice. No, it will slide in the same direction you're facing, including diagonals. The diagonals will be important very shortly. In addition, viruses. So close. I'll just do this. Get in there. Time for some real fire splits. Considering this fire works. Anyhow, in addition, you can slip off from one layer to another with the ice. Thankfully, it was designed such that the only places where that's possible have a safe platform under you. So here we have a new kind of virus known as the piranha. These viruses tend to move around by going up or down strictly. In addition, every time they move, they launch crosshairs at you. And if it only takes one crosshair to activate for them to both fire. However, they do take damage individually, which is why I'm hoping that stone falls on the middle one. And alas, yeah, Stone Man isn't exactly the most reliable of these. However, he still does pack a good powerful punch, and hopefully with Stone Man 3, 5 out of 9 panels should be a good probability. Alas, it wasn't good enough for the chip, but now if you might notice, there is this is spouting a huge column of water. Normally, you can't just walk through a column of water, because apparently Mega Man doesn't like getting wet in this cold weather. However, if we turn the handle, we can stop the water. We can also turn the water back on and off unlimited times using this. since apparently the water supply here isn't exactly limited. And that actually will come into play later on. And here we have a new kind of virus, known as a Cloudy, in addition to being able to demonstrate Number Man. I'll probably have to hurry up with Number Man immediately before that thing goes up. Now when you summon Number Man, he has a random die between 1 and 6. Essentially what happens is the random die will throw any number between 1 to 6 times 10 around the entire field. Yeah, the thing about this virus that makes it really annoying is that it can be pretty hard to hit. Though in all seriousness, if you don't use chips like the towers, they can be very hard to hit, considering they're in the air a lot of the times, and their hitbox can be pretty deceptive as to whether or not they're low enough to be hit. Note that if you try going here, you can't, so... More piranhas! I think I'll roast myself some delicious seafood tonight. Tri-Arrow B. Excellent, I guess I'll demonstrate this chip. I already demonstrated the cross bomb. And here we have the Tri-Arrow, which is 40 damage only. However, it lets you throw 3 different arrows at once. There is a disadvantage considering that you don't get to move in between the 3 arrows, and there is a bit of a delay in between them. So, unfortunately, it does leave you a bit open to attacks during that time slot. And here we have a new Navi. Who are you? That's no Waterworks Navi. It must be one of the World 3s. What are you doing? You dare call me one of those World 3 lackeys? What is it, Proto Man? Low Chod, sir! You, from before! Ah, you again. You're not an official battler. Are you lost? Do I look lost? Fine, but I am an official net battler, Eugene Chod. And this is my net Navi, Proto Man. Get in our way, and we'll have to delete you, kid. You can't just delete people who get in your way. I can, and easy at that. But I've got work to do. Proto Man? Sir. I'll deal with you later. Watch out for World 3 agents, kid. What an attitude. Well, getting mad will just make you thirstier. You're right, Mega Man, let's go. Okay. To be honest, Sean's attitude has actually been an interesting thing. I honestly wish they would have made him more like the original series Proto Man. I mean, depending on which sources you follow. But in any case, we'll see more of that later. In the meanwhile, if you run water over ice, it will melt. You can walk over the melted ice, but not over water. If you jack out, the water will return, but the ice will not return. Now let's go give this a good proof of concept by turning on this water faucet. Now if we go back, we notice that ice is no longer blocking this path that we need. However, we can't go there because the water somehow repels us. Apparently ice is okay for your electronics, but not water. Rather logical. So now we need to turn the water off. Turn the handle, and the water stops. Now if we talk to this Navi, it's a friendly neighborhood Navi. It's a dead end from here, sorry. Oh man, you look funny. For some reason, colorful designs like that one always seem to get me. And another HP memory. Apparently I'm now an HP loader. And here we have a dead end. we can't just turn this water off because, as you can see, the handle is missing. Now, before I actually demonstrate the tri-arrow chip, I want to get rid of that virus. Considering it, I probably won't be able to do so in this battle. Why did I? Yeah, it can be also a tiny bit unpredictable as to where the clouds will be. However, mission accomplished. And of course, as hard as it is to just get a good rank on this virus, it's also hard to actually get that rank. It is picky about which rank it'll use to get its chip. And here we have the Thunder 1 chip again. Notice that it has the double damage because of its electric attack thing, so that'll certainly come into play. Yes! Sonic Wave should take care of you. You know, I actually want to see what happens if you go there from now. You actually need to turn this off from now. No, you still have to go through this way, and if you notice, now the ice is gone, and so we can easily walk through this path and into more viruses. To be honest, if this is one reason I wish this game had an escape module, but time to demonstrate the tri-arrow. Yeah, it actually works like that. Due to the way it works, you can actually hit a few different enemies without actually having to move. I think I'll go with Roll, who's a guaranteed 60 to 1 enemy. Well, it's the win-win situation considering the fish is the only one there. Tri-arrow E. I think one tri-arrow is good for now. I mean, the delay is a bit dangerous. And now here we have... I believe I made a wrong turn somewhere. And anyhow, I at least got this mystery data for Wide Sword C. And I like the stylistic difference of how there's a special way of denoting this frozen pipeline. I think I'll just go the simple route. Or maybe that was not the best idea. And so now we must go to turn this water supply off. And then continue to turn this one off. And go to claim our prize. An Ice Punch B. Plot us to a place number, man. Oh, and I immediately get to demonstrate it. In the perfect position too. It only attacks one panel in front of you, though it does deal 80 damage and is water element, so... Yeah, technically the ice and water have been merged into one single type, so... I guess I could see where they're going with that. And we continue going here. Again with you spooky twos. Get in there. And recover 50. Not bad. Now let's continue teleporting. And this is where this network really starts to get a bit convoluted. Now let's see. I don't know, for some reason I like roll. I mean, I always like having a healing and attacking chip at the same time, but not really that useful. Now I think it was if I go this route. And then I went, or maybe I was if I went here. Okay, and 6, that was not the correct route. I mean, it can be confusing, and I remember, I think it was either that one or the first one. I think I'll just... take the guaranteed burning. And my tower just barely went first. Anyway, I have Mega Cannon L. I think if I... Well, ow. Looks like you're much better guild with while using the fire tower. Come on, get in there. Just in time. Well, that was interesting. I just came back right after the ice. And now I believe this would be where I have to go. And yes, it is! So yeah, apparently viruses can recover, which can be a bit annoying, but not overly so. Now if we keep going... This is one of the reasons I'm glad this series got a repel equivalent in later games. Yeah, sometimes this gets annoying considering you already have all the chips you want, and you don't really want to encounter viruses every 10 steps or such. But oh well. Roasted fish birds. I like how I can just stand here and just very well avoid the attacks. I was hoping to have a better way of dealing things. Here we have a big empty space. And boss theme music. Along with the two big ice bears. I think I should have selected my fingers were a bit slippy and yeah, let me demonstrate these two polar bear viruses. They don't officially have a name because this is their only appearance. However, you do have to be a bit quick as they do throw ice cubes. You know, I think I'll try my luck with Stone Man too, considering I can't actually take the yellow one out unless all three stones hit. And so far there is one. And only one. Apparently the three that hit on the wrong one. So essentially this is their only mode of... This is basically their pattern. They move up or down one panel and then release an ice cube all the way to the end. If two ice cubes hit each other, or they hit into you or any of your attacking projectiles, they will be destroyed. And I believe this one is a set encounter, so you can't actually get any chips anyhow from these. Hence the boss music. I think that was the virus causing the Waterworks bug. Glad to see we solved that quickly. Pretty easy, huh? I'll send you a fire shot. Melt the ice on the pump water supply program. Roger. What's that attack, and how come you don't get that in battle? And with that... Okay, I'm done here. Okay, come back to town and we'll see how the water is. Considering we can't just discover right now how the water is. And how an elevator switch, land use... yada yada yada. You know, I actually might have to cut the recording due to the time constraints. But in any case, this is El Nefistulum signing off. Arrivederci!